Hello.
So here we are.
Nope, I don't think it's working. Nope.
Oh, somebody is watching. Johnny's already on there.
Hey. Oh, okay, maybe it is.
I didn't get a notification, so I wasn't sure.
I didn't either.
Interesting.
Yay, okay, there are people. Yay, it is working. Okay, we didn't think it was working. Last week we had some problems where we had to like keep restarting it because it wasn't public. I don't know.
Kind of like this D23. I don't know. I don't know. We're just double checking. I'm just double checking a couple things real fast. So we'll wait for a few people to get in, and we will start.
Oh, I know why I didn't get a notification.
Why?
Because
you had it on the wrong one.
Well, I'm signed into the account.
Oh, that's probably why. It probably went out, and we just didn't know it. Okay.
Cool. Good. Yeah. Okay. It's working. Perfect. Hi. Happy belated birthday to you.
Oh, happy belated birthday to me.
To you.
Yeah. Had a very good birthday, by the way.
That's a good birthday.
Fantastic birthday. Okay, and I wanted to show off a wonderful birthday present that I got. Look at this.
I'm a good gift giver.
Look at it. This is great. I cannot wait to put this together. She couldn't wait to give it to me.
I didn't. I came home on my lunch break from work because I was like, I need you to have this now.
Look at all this that you get to do on here and put together. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Looks great.
Whoa. Drinking from a mug.
So, wow. Took a lot of notes during the park panel.
I tweeted.
Lots to talk about. I mean, a lot to talk about when it comes to the Disney Parks panel at the D23 Expo. I think some really good things were announced and talked about throughout the weekend. First off, I was really disappointed in Disney's. Well, not disappointed. I was let down a little bit on Disney's secret project announcement. One Day at Disney. I don't think it lived up to the hype that Disney and the pedestal they put it on.
But they didn't put it on the pedestal.
Well, they did this the same day that Universal announced a brand new park. So when you do something like that, you expect it to be a huge announcement, and that's why Disney put the secret announcement and project and everything else. It was kind of a letdown, but as far as the parks panel go, parks and resorts. This is interesting.
Well, do you want to start with what was not announced that we thought was going to be announced?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
So there was no new country
for Epcot.
In the World Showcase. No new country. Some people thought maybe a fifth gate. No fifth gate.
Nope.
What else did we think might happen and didn't?
I wonder. How many days has it been now?
A lot. 1,000. Someone said 1,050. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, so no new nighttime parade announced for Walt Disney World.
No parades for Walt Disney World at all.
Nothing parade-wise for Walt Disney World. But Disneyland gets one.
Yep.
Go figure.
Look at that.
Wow. Who'd have thought? And I guess a lot of people were expecting some updated information for Tomorrowland at Disneyland. They did not get.
Nope.
But you guys are getting Avengers Campus at DCA, which is cool.
That's going to be cool. We'll see it eventually.
But and then on top of everything else, really no information whatsoever about Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary.
Nope. They showed one clip of some merchandise. It has kind of like a iridescent, I think, is what's going to be the theme.
Yeah.
Kind of like that oil slick color changing. But yeah, Nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all, which was discouraging because, and you made a really good point before we started this about how are people going to plan their vacation to do stuff if they don't know what's going to be happening.
Yep.
That was a really good point.
So there won't be an expo until in the middle of the celebration.
Now, is it starting in October of 2021 or is it starting in 2020?
I believe it's...
I don't know. I would think that they would start it October 1st, 2021, because that actually marks the day for 50 years of Walt Disney World and Magic Kingdom and everything else.
I think it's going to be all of 2021. I think it's January 2021 is when it starts.
Yeah, so that would have been that part would have been interesting to know. Mm-hmm. It's just to let people know, hey, this is when it's starting, and couldn't even get that. So no celebration news really at all. And let's see, no real just other major updates announced for anything else other than Epcot. And we're going to talk about Epcot, of course, because they did talk about a lot. There's a lot to talk about there. There was something else I wanted to mention and I can't remember. I don't know.
Disney Genie.
Well, that's coming up later. We got all that. So while we're talking about all this, all the stuff that they talked about during the Parks and Resorts panel, feel free to, put your comment in the section down below or to the right or wherever it may be. And we'll read your comments as we go through. This will probably last over an hour, more than likely, considering all the information that was put out for the Parks and panel. First off, they started off with a brief sneak peek of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, of course, opening August 29th, but also a sneak peek of Rise of the Resistance for Hollywood Studios.
That looks awesome.
Looks really, really, really good. And they used actual people this time.
I heard from some journalists that have already been into the ride. They were able to go in and walk through the first third of the ride. That some of the stormtroopers that you see when you walk in, some of them are static figures and some of them are audio animatronics.
So they're not real people then?
Not the stormtroopers right there.
Not the stormtroopers.
But
I did see a character that you saw, or is at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, in the land inside of Rise of Resistance. You remember who that was? The one in the hologram?
Oh, I don't know her name, but she runs around Galaxy's Edge. She's like a spy. And the stormtroopers that are walking around Galaxy's Edge are trying to find her. Yeah. So yeah, she interacts with people in the land.
But you could see in the video at one portion during the attraction, you could see Kylo Ren's lightsaber coming down through the ceiling and actually going across the ceiling.
Yeah, it was like cutting into
the ceiling stuff. Yeah,
that's cool.
That was really cool.
It looked like you were almost like inside a Star Wars vehicle.
In a way, yeah.
But it's supposed to be trackless. So that'll be good.
Yeah, and the nice little droid on the front of it.
Oh, what's his name? I don't know. He's cute though.
I can't remember what his name is.
It's like, I don't know.
Let's see here. Thanks for the happy birthday, Scott. Appreciate it. Yeah, 50th was not mentioned.
No, Star Tours is not moving to Galaxy's Edge.
No, I mean, Star Tours
right now
can be considered part of Galaxy's Edge the way the ending of the attraction is currently going. Your trip aboard Star Tours ends with you landing in Galaxy's Edge. Mm-hmm. But it's not actually part of the land. So it's tied in some form or fashion, I guess. Not bad. I hope Rise of the Resistance is good. Galaxy's Edge is hurting. See, I keep hearing that. Like, you've experienced it, so you tell me what you think.
I don't think so. I think as they add more things, it will get better. But I don't think it's bad or hurting.
No. I mean, especially in California, they say it was hurting a lot.
As somebody, I am not a lifelong Star Wars fan. I do love Star Wars. And am invested in the franchise and the fandom, but I was able to walk around for 3.5 hours in the land before we stopped to take a breath. There's just a lot to see and a lot to do. So
we'll have to wait until Hollywood Studios opens up. I think the difference is the amount of people, extra people that visit Walt Disney World compared to Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. It's a lot more. It's more of a bigger tourist destination than what it is there in Anaheim, California.
Yeah, Kevin said in Disneyland, Star Tours is in Tomorrowland.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a difference there.
But they also have Hyperspace Mountain right there too. They like kind of tie it in.
Yeah. So they showed a little bit of that. Then they announced a brand new parade for Disneyland called Disney's Magic Happens. It's a parade that's going to be coming to Disneyland spring of 2020, and they had Jordan Fisher come out with some other dancers, and they did a song for the parade, which looks really exciting. It looks like a good parade.
That was cool. They had floats from Moana. They had floats from Coco.
Right.
And there was one more.
Can't remember which one it was.
You got princesses. I heard it may include Sleeping Beauty's gown that changes colors from pink to blue. So it's cool. I think the parade floats are going to be very high tech.
I think it's a daytime parade, is it right?
It is.
It is? Okay,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think they'll showcase a lot of things that we've seen overseas. I think they'll be bringing them to Disneyland.
That's cool.
Hopefully we'll get something. Just something. Throw us a freaking bone.
Give us anything. If any pieces of Spectral Magic are still intact, send them over to Orlando.
Oh my God. Yeah, Kevin said it's replacing the Soundsational Parade, which is their daytime parade.
So there you go. So that does look good. Another reason to head out to Disneyland and check out a new parade with them.
We'll be there.
Yeah, eventually we're going to get there. Then they went on to an updated look for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. The brand new Chinese theater and the way that's going to look at Disney's Hollywood Studios looked really good.
Big neon sign on the front.
Yeah. And they're kind of changing up the one at Disneyland too.
So Disneyland is going to be in Toontown.
Yep.
So it's going to be all new building in Toontown.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the El Capitan
Yep,
theater.
that's right. Yep. She remembered that. I didn't.
Yeah. And looks awesome. It'll be opening in Disney World in 2020 and Disneyland 2022.
It was cool to see the concept, smaller version of the ride vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice there was a lap bar.
There's a lap bar.
Yeah.
I've heard there's a twist in the ride, but I don't know what it is.
Because Great Movie Ride didn't have a lap bar of any kind.
Mm-mm.
There's a slow moving, nice 20 something minutes of just air conditioning and stuff. So maybe there's something we don't know about the railway.
I'm trying to think of dark rides that have lap bars. Peter Pan, Pirates of the Caribbean,
Haunted
Mansion, things where you will be moving, not the floor moves, but like the level. So be up high, maybe you'll be down low, and maybe there's a drop, or maybe, I've heard that there is some like element of surprise in the ride, but I don't know what it is. And the people that I've listened to that do know what it is, they said don't try and figure out what it is because it'll ruin the ride.
But again, it falls into that same situation that we saw with the Parks and Panel Resort of
we already knew that.
Not showing a lot of information about stuff that we already knew about, like maybe a better inside look at what the ride is or what it's going to contain, or just a little bit something. They just didn't give a lot. There just wasn't a lot there, which is unfortunate. The ride will help Toontown at Disneyland as well. Yeah, Alexa, I agree with you. I do really miss the Great Movie Ride. That is one I wish that they had stayed true to and just updated.
It was strange that they had Turner Classic Movies take it over, sponsor the ride, and then they're like, "Just kidding, we're gonna close it."
Yeah, we're done with that. So I mean, whatever. But that's coming next year for Disney's Hollywood Studios. Cirque du Soleil over at Disney Springs.
Gonna be awesome.
Gonna get a brand new show.
I never saw the old one.
I didn't either. I didn't see it either.
I've seen a lot of Cirque du Soleil, but I never saw that. I think it was because I figured it would always be there,
Yeah.
And then once they decided it was closing, I think it closed kind of quickly.
It did. It's been on hiatus for a couple of years now. But the great thing about this new show is that it's going to be very Disney inspired as far as the music and the interactiveness with the performers and everything else. So that, from what we could tell, remember, we're trying to watch these live streams because for some reason, I don't know why Disney does this. They do not live stream the Parks and Panel Resort, but they'll live stream some other panel that a lot of people just really don't care about. And people will go back and tell me, well, they want to make it exclusive for the people who were able to pay and go there. Not everybody can pay and go.
Well, they allow people to live stream, which is
they allow. But if Disney would do
it,
it would be so much better than having to deal with 100 other people inside the expo hall trying to live stream at the same time, and it keeps dropping and everything else. I don't know. It kind of upset me, but from what we could tell, this new show for Disney Springs Cirque du Soleil looks really, really good. Then they went on to Disney shopping a little bit, which was interesting.
Yes. I believe that's what Bob Chapek was over before he was over the parks, resorts, and experiences, was the Disney store. So I think that's why he always puts a big emphasis on merchandise.
Yeah, and it ties in with one of your favorite places to go and shop.
Target. I don't know how I feel about this.
This
doesn't look.
It's interesting, because they're literally bringing a portion of the Disney store to Target, a section within Target. They're going to have Disney merchandise. It's going to be its own specific section. And they literally called it Instagrammable.
Uninstagrammable moments are what they said.
Yeah.
So
what does that mean?
I think
you're more of an Instagram person.
I think it's going to be either backdrops or like the cutouts where you can like be in the cutout. Someone takes a picture of you. Similar
so
to
no purple wall?
I don't know. Maybe there'll be a backdrop of the purple wall.
Ooh, that would be good.
The bubblegum wall. I like that one.
Bubblegum wall at Target. That would be good. I would like that. So yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see. It's starting in like 20-something stores at first, and then later on some 40 other stores will follow on, and then more and more and more will go.
So 20 stores in the U.S. by this October, and then an additional 40 stores in the U.S., I believe, just the U.S.
And we're talking about
by next
castle.
October.
Did you see the castle that was in the display?
Yeah.
It was twinkling and everything, lights and stuff.
I'm excited to see it. I don't know if we'll get it here. I don't know.
Oh, South Mississippi. I don't know. So we'll see.
The new slogan for Epcot is the magic of possibility.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
We're doing Epcot now?
What's before? Oh, Avengers. I was out of the room for this. That's why I don't have anything.
So yeah, okay. So the update for Avengers Campus, Disney California Adventure, looks phenomenal.
Looks really cool.
You guys out there on the West Coast, definitely be happy about this, because between Spider-Man, a brand new attraction, a brand new Ant-Man and the Wasp restaurant that's going to be coming, which is kind of cool, and then a Doctor Strange experience, and another e-ticket attraction where you get to actually ride one of those planes. Yeah. From that Shield uses. I can't remember what they're called. Exactly. Remember, this is all new. We're just trying to remember
this was
as best
like
we can.
Feverish 2 hours of like us in basically still our pajamas, like the whole time, like watching. It was
I don't know if this area is going to be as immersive as you would think as like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to be for Batuu. It's going to be right there next to Guardians of the Galaxy. What's the name of it? Oh. Crud.
The Tower of Terror overlay.
Yeah.
Mission Breakout.
Mission Breakout. Thank you. That's it. Yeah. It's going to be right there next to that. But they're supposed to have characters walking around from the Avengers, like Groot and Star-Lord, Gamora, and all those people.
They're already right outside of the
wonderful
Tower of Terror. But yeah, I'm excited. And then, the new e-ticket attraction will be part of Phase 2. So
and they say it's brand new technology. Again, Disney coming up with new technology for ride systems. And the inside of it, did you get to see this portion where they showed the inside of the attraction?
Mm-mm.
So the inside of it looked like there was, I want to say, 6 different captain-style chairs. Oh, wow. It looked like, when you'd be inside the ship. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to guess it's ride simulator technology, probably like Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, or probably like Flight of Passage. Yeah. Maybe a bunch of those just wrapped up into one. I'm not sure. They didn't talk a lot about it. They didn't say exactly all the details. They didn't want to talk too much because it's still in the works. That's, like she said, part of Phase 2. So that was cool.
I'm sure we'll get out there by then.
I hope so.
I feel like we'll probably be out there, I don't know, within the next 2 years.
I would hope so.
I would think so.
Yesterday, she had... What?
I know what you're
Oh, you're not about to say. Okay. So yesterday, we went to Destin, Florida yesterday as like a part 2 of my birthday because we wanted to check some stuff out over there. Just what we wanted to do for the day. And we're sitting there. I think we were eating dinner, or were we driving?
I think we were driving.
We're driving?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, maybe for an anniversary, was it wedding or was it just dating anniversary?
I think I said our first wedding anniversary, and you're like, no, that's too soon.
Oh, yeah. But she talked about going and doing a...
like 3 days at Disneyland and then flying over to Aulani.
Yeah.
Because Disneyland's about halfway. We have to have a layover in LA anyways.
Yeah. And for a 1 year, that's especially after a wedding, that's kind of big. That's too big. It's too much. So I thought maybe like a 5 year, we could do a trip like that, both Disneyland and then Aulani as well. So I thought that was kind of like, but you also did mention about going overseas to Japan and doing Tokyo Disneyland.
Yes, for your next milestone birthday.
Yeah, which is still quite a few years away.
Yeah.
I will say. That's nice.
Yeah, so his next big birthday is the same year as our dating anniversary, 10-year dating anniversary. So it'd be a nice big trip to take.
Yeah. And I'd like to go back to Japan and see all that stuff because I was there 20-something years ago. It was so much fun, though.
Isn't going to Disneyland a letdown after going to Disney World? No.
Yeah.
I've been to both. I actually grew up the other way. So I grew up going to Disneyland and didn't get to go to Disney World until 2011, which was my first trip there. And I don't think so. I think for people like us that are so deep into not necessarily just the fandom, but like the history of the parks. I think you being able to be in the original park and see so much of the stuff that like Walt had his hands in, I think will be really cool. I do think you'll be underwhelmed by the size of everything because it's very small in comparison to Disney World.
Yeah.
But there's so much to do. We could easily spend 3, maybe 4 days there and do everything. I usually say 3 days. I usually tell people 3 days. One for Disneyland, one for California Adventure, and one to go back and do whatever you wanted to do that you didn't get to yet.
Yeah.
Or you want to do again.
I guess the biggest part for me is actually walking through that gate at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And knowing that Walt did the same thing. Mm-hmm. Standing in the same spot where Walt talked to everybody for the first day of the opening of Disneyland. Seeing that apartment on top of the fire station.
Well, and like we could go to the Walt Disney Family Museum. Like there's other stuff that we'd like to do out there. Yeah,
exactly. So that's the bigger part for me. I'd love to see California Adventure, don't get me wrong. And see the new Avengers campus. I could probably spend a majority of part of the day there, but I also want to see Cars Land. And I want to ride the Incredicoaster. And you won't get on that one with me. But
I didn't.
I can ride it. I don't have a problem. You guys can come ride with me if you want to. That's fine.
I don't even like the scary Ferris wheel of death that they have.
You don't even do Goofy's roller coaster and
Barnstormer. I just never done it. I probably would.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I do Big Thunder. And I've done Splash Mountain and I've done Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. And I do always say that I like Space Mountain and Disneyland better than I like Space Mountain and Disney World. So.
Well, they do have, it's a side-by-side car. That's not like the cars that we have. So I think that would be interesting.
So it'd be like this the whole time. That's how it goes.
I just want to experience that one time. Just her screaming like that on the coaster.
Brian's at D23.
You're watching this at D23. Are you kidding me?
He was in the parks panel.
Awesome. That's awesome, Brian. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for joining in with us. So there, Avengers Campus. Sounds great. Can't wait to see it one day. It's going to be great. In 2 phases, like we said before. So now we come to Epcot.
So Epcot, the magic of possibility, is the new name and tagline of the park. And Bob Chapek started this part of the panel with the Walt Disney quote that says, "Epcot will always be in a state of becoming." So saying that change is coming, but it's okay because Epcot's always supposed to be changing. So that's kind of how they prefaced it.
Yeah.
Let me see. What's the first news you have? But that there will be split into 4 neighborhoods instead of Future World and World Showcase. So Future World is no more.
Yeah, I'm sad. I'm very sad.
So weird. That's like, Fantasyland. You like
don't want to lose the Future World itself. I mean, that's just, it's sad. I mean, Discovery, Celebration, Nature, and then
World Showcase.
Yeah. And off the bat, I felt like something is being lost when you think of the word Epcot and you know what Epcot stands for. Mm-hmm. The two just, to me, don't go together.
So experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much experimental or prototype, or I guess the community part can be tied into the neighborhoods. But
it could.
But the of tomorrow part, like tied into future, like it would have been cool. It would have been cool to see, new products, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
ideal.
I think it's going to be a fresh, interesting experience. But the name Epcot to me just doesn't seem to theme very well with what they're planning to turn Epcot into.
Okay, yeah, but they can't change the name.
No, they can't change the name, but
that would have.
For those of us who've been visiting Epcot since it opened,
I would have rioted.
I mean, my first trip there was 3 years after it opened. Mm-hmm. And that's how I've always known Epcot and the theming of Epcot and the feeling of Epcot. And I just don't know if I'm going to get that with this brand new, idea that they have to do it.
Brian says at least they didn't announce Figment was leaving. They did not, but they also didn't say he was staying. They said nothing about Figment.
They said nothing about Figment. They said nothing. And after they talked about, just the announcement of World Discovery, World Celebration, Nature, and then World Showcase, they went on to talk about Spaceship Earth.
This was like
holding my breath, because that's my favorite Disney attraction at Epcot and all of Walt Disney World. Pretty much, it's always been Spaceship Earth. Mm-hmm. There is going to be a brand new story
and a new narrator.
So Dame Judi Dench is not going to be doing Spaceship Earth thing. I felt the same way when Jeremy Irons stopped doing it, or when Walter Cronkite stopped doing it.
Yeah, but
yeah, it makes me wonder who it's going to be.
I know they didn't announce that.
Didn't say anything about that.
What do you think about Neil Patrick Harris?
Oh, I love that. I love the fact of Neil Patrick Harris.
That'd be cool.
Narrating Spaceship Earth. He does a great job for Candlelight Processional.
And he was the voice of the World of Color, recent World of Color.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
We vote Neil Patrick Harris.
Yep, that's who I like. That's my vote right there. Yep.
I just thought of that. I was like, that'd be awesome.
But they.
Or you should submit a tape.
Ooh, I'd like that. That'd be cool. That would be just. And even if if it runs for just a year, I'd be happy. I mean, I wouldn't care. But the interesting part when they were showing the concept art of the new Spaceship Earth, a lot of the same scenes that we already know and love will remain within the attraction. Some brand new technologies will be put into it, but you're also going to be following what's called the story light, which is going to go throughout each scene of Spaceship Earth, because they're changing Spaceship Earth into really storytelling about who we are and the way that we've progressed in the world, or as humans, or I don't know, hard to describe, but that was nice to see.
Did you see that the story light that they showed in the panel was Moana's grandmother's spirit as the stingray?
No. Oh, yes, I did see that. I did see that. So that's kind of interesting.
What about Morgan Freeman for the voiceover? Another good suggestion. I feel like he might be a little bit too epic.
That's like saying Walter Cronkite was too epic, because he had that distinguishing voice.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman has that distinguishing voice, because we've heard him narrate documentaries before. Yeah. And he does a fantastic job. So, yeah, Morgan Freeman doing that, or Neil Patrick Harris. I love that. I love that suggestion. That's a good one.
Who's the other one that they always have for Candlelight? It brings all the kids.
Well, I'd love to see Gary Sinise.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Gary Sinise would be fine. What other big names could we think of for narration on Spaceship Earth? I'm drawing a complete blank right here. I don't know.
Trying to look around.
Oh, James Earl Jones.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be really cool.
Not in his Vader voice, but just
or his Scar voice.
Yeah, just James Earl Jones. Just him. That's another one we need to write down and hope for.
I'm like trying to look around, see this room is full of Disney stuff, so I'm just trying to like crowdsource ideas from our office. Gosh, that'd be awesome.
That's a good suggestion. I like that. I like that a lot.
I'm wondering if they'll have different narrators, or I think it will be one person, like different person for each scene.
You know, it'd be really cool, and they've done this before with in movies for characters. If with who was it? One of the Fast and the Furious movies, Paul Walker, when he passed away, and there were other scenes in the movie that they did not do yet, and they inserted his voice and his face, into the movie, and it was able to work. And I know this will never happen, but what if they could take all the words that Walt Disney has ever said and put his narration into Spaceship Earth?
That's cool. I was thinking Carrie Fisher. That'd be another cool one.
Carrie Fisher would be okay. Yeah, that would be okay. But speaking of Walt, though, and this actually got me a little bit emotional when they announced this, is that there is going to be a brand new statue of Walt Disney in what they're calling Dreamer's Point. It is what you're going to see as you come out of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So, what was that?
Spam? Yeah. So.
Okay. So yeah, as you come out of Spaceship Earth into the area that you normally would, it's probably going to look a whole lot different. But what they call that area is Dreamer's Point. And there will be a brand new statue of Walt Disney, just kind of sitting there looking out into the World Showcase area and all these other, neighborhoods that they're going to have at Epcot. And that's going to be fantastic.
I'm excited.
I cannot wait to get pictures with that. That looks really good. I got a little bit of emotional when I saw that.
That'd be a cool statue. It looks like it's on stairs. So I'm wondering if you're going to be able to go up to it, take pictures with it, or sit on the stairs, or if it's going to be fenced off in a planter like the other partner statues.
Probably fenced off.
We'll see.
The only one you can really take a picture with is Roy at the Magic Kingdom.
On the bench.
Yeah, on the bench. But it would be nice to sit right next to him and get a photo pass taken. Can't use a virtual photo pass for that one. You got to have a cast member out there, Disney.
Yeah.
So
no boxes.
No boxes, please. Jeez.
And then the Dreamer's Point building.
Yeah, it's a brand new Expo type pavilion.
I'm excited.
I don't understand what it's for, really. And tell them about the portion that you told me about.
So I think it's going to be the festival center. Yeah. But there's an open air portion at the bottom of it. Then the second floor is it looks like it's glass enclosed, but in the concept art, there's a studio, a production studio. It looks like there's a news table with people recording video. That'd be really cool. Just to I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if they're going to use it for promotional material, recording promotional material, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that's where they'll do a lot of going forward press events.
Yeah. Yep.
And then the top floor is an open air green space, basically.
Yeah.
That looks awesome. So it looks like it's going to have really good views of the new Nighttime Spectaculars.
Yeah, that does look cool. I think Epcot has become so popular with festivals these days. Festival of the Arts, Food and Wine Festival,
Flower and Garden, and the holidays.
And the holidays and everything else. Having a festival reporting area or center, because they end up having a lot of famous artists, chefs, musical acts, and everything else that show up for all of these festivals. That area could be used for that to interview.
Yeah.
And for people to be able to meet and greet or just watch.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love the opportunity to do a broadcast from that table.
Oh my God,
that would be great.
So if you're at Disney, if you're going to use that space for like, I don't know if you want to start your own podcast, Disney doesn't have a podcast.
Yeah, they don't have one. But if they want to allow bloggers and vloggers and podcasters and everything else to be able to use that space to do a show, I'm all for it.
We'll be there.
All for it. Yeah.
You give us a call.
Let me know.
We'll be
Let
there.
me know. I can do DW60 from that table. It's real simple. All I have to do, I need 2 things, and I can do a show right there. So I would love it. Gosh, that would be great.
And then World Discovery Neighborhood, they said, will feature science, technology, and intergalactic adventure. So this is going to be Mission Space and Guardians of the Galaxy, which the new official name is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Looks great.
It's going to be the first coaster with a backwards launch.
The queue area looks good.
I will not be rating that.
Why not?
Not for me.
You have to try it at least once. You tried others once.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
No. But maybe the queue does look really cool. So I think what I might do is like go through the queue and then right before you get on the ride, be like, and then they'll like escort you off.
Opt out.
Yeah. Like the rider swap hallway. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, maybe that'll work. We might have a little one by then.
Yeah. No, I can just that'll be my cop out for everything.
I have a little one. I can't go.
Sorry, got an old kid.
One day he or she will go on the attraction with me. That's okay.
And along with Mission Space is the new Space Restaurant, which they announced the name is Space 220. It's going to be run by the Patina Group, who does Via Napoli and Tutto Italia. So that's going to be really awesome. You're going to take a elevator from Mission Space, similar to the hydrolators from Alpha Base. What is it called?
Seabase Alpha. Yeah, Seas.
And it's going to look like you're leaving Earth, basically.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. Opening winter. They didn't say winter 2019 or 2020.
Winter.
So this winter. So that's not very specific, but at the same time, it's not very far away either.
Right.
Okay, I got a question about that.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be signature dining?
Yes.
You do? Just because of the immersiveness of the experience?
Yeah. There's no Future World signature dining. Well, or whatever. There's no neighborhood signature dining.
Well, there's one over is it either China or Japan?
There is one in Japan. There is Le Cellier is signature dining.
Yeah, that's signature dining.
And I believe, I don't know if this is right, is Chefs de France signature dining?
I don't think so.
We've never eaten there.
Never been there before.
But Le Cellier is Takumite in Japan.
That's the one I was thinking of, yeah. Which looks really good.
It does.
Yeah, really, really good.
We like that type of food. Asian cuisine.
So yeah, that's going to be a fun restaurant to go to. Definitely use your dining plan on that one.
But we still have no idea what's going to be on the menu. Like what type of food it is.
Again, they didn't tell us a whole lot, but they've told us more than what they have in the past. And they told us about the elevator. It takes you 220 miles above there's that 220 thing right there.
Yeah.
That's what they said. Mm-hmm. That's why they used it. Makes sense. I don't know if I like the name Space 220. It's kind of corny, in my opinion.
I don't know what else they would have named it, but something
better than that. Just Space 220.
I don't know, something Space Station Disney Space. I don't know.
Weird, just weird. And the Play Pavilion's part of that area too.
Yes, I'm very excited for the Play Pavilion.
Yeah.
There's going to be a DuckTales attraction.
Oh, the water balloon thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not an attraction. It'll be an experience.
How is that going to work?
I think it's going to be like a splash pad.
That's cool.
But DuckTales is my jam. It's my ringtone.
Loves DuckTales. Yeah.
And then there's also going to be an Edna Mode experience. So that's really awesome as well. They said you'll also be able to engage with characters. So there was concept art with Wreck-It Ralph. So that's probably where Ralph and Vanellope are going to go.
Yep.
Let me see what else I got.
To only name 2 things in that entire pavilion disappoints me, because that area, the pavilion itself, the play pavilion, is massive.
Yeah.
It's huge. If you've ever been inside of it while it was a festival center for, food and wine or anything else, it's a huge area. So only to name 2 things that's coming to the play pavilion was very disappointing.
They said it will open in time for the 50th anniversary.
I'd be shocked.
No, they said it will.
I'd be shocked.
Well,
they say a lot of things. I'd be shocked.
Well, now that we got to hold them to it.
Now we have to hold them to it.
That would probably be one of the first things to open, I would think, in the new Epcot.
Before Guardians?
I don't know. They didn't give us an opening for Guardians.
Because they didn't say on Guardians when it was going to open, did they? It's just another thing that's coming. I mean, I don't know.
The new Land Pavilion film, which is going to replace the, what's it called? Where it's like Timon and Pumbaa used to have their little film upstairs.
Oh, if the Land Pavilion.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a new film up there called Awesome Planet.
That sounds good.
That one opens January 2020.
I like a good film.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
That's a good. It's raining.
I haven't been in that theater in years.
I've never been.
The last time I think I went was the Kitchen Cabaret. Back old Epcot was the last time I was there for Kitchen Cabaret. Yeah, veggie, fruit. So, yeah, that's going to be cool. I'll definitely check that out.
This was where they talked about a lot of films. So, new Land Pavilion film is January 2020. The China Pavilion is getting a new 360 film called Wondrous China. Mm-hmm. That will also open in January 2020.
Yep.
The Canada Pavilion is getting a new film. Who knows if it will feature Martin Short or not?
It better.
That one opens January 2020. And then the new Beauty and the Beast film.
Sing-along.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be similar to Frozen sing-along.
Yeah.
They said there's going to be some humor. It's going to be like a retelling of the story.
Yeah.
That one opens January 2020 as well. And then we get into Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Oh, we did skip one.
Oh, what?
Journey of Water.
Oh, Moana. Interactive water experience.
Walk-through attraction.
I think it's a walk-through maze.
Yeah. Which in the past we've seen Disney do things with water. World of Color. Let's just start off with that one. Rivers of Light. Phantasmic. This will probably be on a whole nother level since it's a walk-through type of attraction. And then we always saw the jumping water over there at the Imagination Pavilion. Mm-hmm. So imagine something like that, but extremely updated.
Have you ever seen the Alice in Wonderland maze at Disneyland Paris?
Nope.
I think it's going to be similar to that. It's a huge walk-through maze themed to Alice in Wonderland. So I don't know, it might be similar to that one.
And that whole area is Innovations East, I think, on the right-hand side.
On the right.
Yeah. So that whole area, all those buildings right there where Club Cool is.
Yeah, Starbucks.
Starbucks, all that stuff, gone.
Yep.
Totally gone. Demolished, removed. Journey of Water is going into that area. And
this new Dream. What's the building?
Dream. What building? The new Expo building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't remember. I didn't write down what it was called.
Dreamer's Point.
Yeah, Dreamer's Point. That's part of it. Thank you. Oh, we get a fountain back. We do get a fountain back.
Yay!
It's not going to be on the scale we think of what the Fountain of Nations is right now, but
I want the music to come back.
That won't happen. No more Yanni in Future World. So Yanni is done. Completely and totally done.
Okay, so now we're at Remy.
Yeah, now we're at Remy.
Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, I believe it's a trackless ride. They didn't say, but I think they've said that before. That's going to open summer 2020. It's next summer. There is going to be a new creperie that opens summer 2020 as well. It's going to have both table service and quick service.
French food, so it should be good.
Yeah.
Should be good.
It's going to be the same culinary team as Chefs de France.
Again, never been there.
I've heard it's
So we need to put that on our bucket list.
Then Dick Van Dyke showed up.
Didn't get to see that because of streams that went down.
Yeah.
But a new Mary Poppins attraction coming to the United Kingdom.
No, like news on what it is. Is it a dark ride? Is it? We don't know. Well,
the picture that we did see flash up on the screen looked exactly like the same street that they live on in the film. So I'm guessing that's like the front of the attraction, the front of the area that you go into, and then you experience the attraction. Because I think not having Mary Poppins, which is such an iconic figure in the Disney World community, movies, whatever you want to call it, having her in the Great Movie Ride was great to have for so many years. But now that she's just gone, there's just nothing there. And the popularity of that character needed to be represented. And I think the best spot was the UK Pavilion at the World Showcase. I really do. I don't think this would have worked as well in, like, let's say, Fantasyland. I don't think so.
I'm hoping you'll get to go through their house similar to Peter Pan, the queue for Peter Pan's flight.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Where you get to go through their bedroom and it's like interactive. That'd be cool.
Will it just be like scenes from the original Mary Poppins with Julie Andrews, or are we going to have from Mary Poppins Returns as well? That's a big question.
You really liked that movie.
I did. I loved that movie. Went and saw it with my sisters and my nieces, and I smiled the whole movie. Loved that movie. You still haven't watched it.
I haven't.
You need to.
Where are we now? What you got?
Disney Harmonious.
It's going to be the largest nighttime spectacular in history.
Sounds awesome.
I'm excited.
We missed that part too.
We did, which, like, we were so excited. We're like, wait, no! Like, we couldn't get it up. We were watching some people who were watching, and they couldn't get it up.
We're trying multiple streams. We're going in between streams on YouTube trying to find stuff. Couldn't find it. Just could not find it, which was very discouraging.
Again, why Disney needs to stream their own parks panel.
Yeah, thank you. Again, geez. Disney, what? Don't get it. And I think they ended with that on Epcot. Did you get anything else off that?
They had like a string quartet kind of come out and play some of the new music that was like theme music for Epcot. Not necessarily for a show in particular, just like for Epcot, the new Epcot.
Right.
It sounded cool. And
then you mentioned this because I didn't get a chance to look at it on Twitter. The flags that they had up at the Expo.
Oh, the new icons.
The new icons, yeah. So what were they again?
Oh.
The one for Moana?
Well, they didn't say what they are. They just have similar to like retro Epcot pavilion icons.
Right.
But they didn't say what they are.
I thought you said that they did.
There was like a lot of people like hypothesizing what they are.
Because they were supposed to be revealed today, but we never got, I never saw anything unless we missed it during the stream. I have no idea. So then I think that was the last announcement they had for Epcot. And then Disney Genie was the next thing they talked about.
I think this is going to be paid.
It's a brand new way to plan and research your Disney vacations coming late 2020. Paying Disney to help plan your trip.
I think it's going to be paid. They didn't say that. Basically what you can do is pick a theme. Like you could have like a princess theme day. It'll give you an itinerary. I think what it's going to do is like select fast passes for you and make dining reservations for you based on like what you're interested in doing on your trip. You can also go in and say, we want to ride this, this, and this. We want to eat here and here, and it'll make an itinerary for you. So as you go throughout your day, it'll tell you when to be where. And then I said, if you like want to change something, it will replan your day for you. I think it's going to be paid. There are a lot of people that already do this. We have like a friend of mine and a listener of the show. Her name's Colleen, and she has a page called WDW Park Planners, and that's what she does. Is she'll like make your fast passes for you, just like most travel agents make your fast passes for you. But she like will give you a printed itinerary book of like, be here at this time. This is your fast pass. This is when dinner is, and like kind of help you like navigate the park and tell you like, well, if you want to do this and this, like maybe hit this in between your fast passes. Or so there are plenty of people that are already doing that. I think Disney just wants their cut of it.
What I find interesting is I think the planning portion as to when you're actually at Walt Disney World. And this thing they've created the technology for you to be able to allow this to make changes for you on the fly. So let's say you decided you didn't want to have dinner somewhere and you canceled it. And I'm sure that this new app or whatever it is going to say to you, okay, well, these attractions right now have short wait times. Haunted Mansion, Small World, Tomorrowland Speedway. Take your pick from those and go over there. I think that's a really good thing, but I don't know if I'm willing to pay for it, though.
I think Disney Genie is in response to people being overwhelmed by my Disney experience and having to get on there at 7 a.m. 180 days in advance and already know when you're going to eat and where you want to eat. And then 60 days in advance knowing what day you're going to be in the park, where you want to ride, like what time you want to ride it. And like, I think people were overwhelmed and like, that's too much. Like, I don't want to plan my day down to the minute. Why do I have to do all this? And so Disney's like, fine, then we'll create something like an AI basically that will plan your day for you. You just tell us what you want to do and like, we'll make it work.
Well, since you say that, do you think they will start phasing out being able to make dining reservations and fast passes so many days ahead of time when they now have an app that you can use?
I hope not.
In order to do it all?
I hope not, but I could see them not having as many fast passes available or dining reservations available and like holding some back for this service. Now,
the thing is though, if it's paid, it would be included with your, resort stay and everything else. But what if you're not staying on property? That's a question I would ask.
Well,
can we still use it?
What if it's like Max Pass?
Yeah.
Where you pay like $15 a day?
Could be something like. We don't know. Again, we don't know a lot about it because they didn't dive deep into the information. We'll get it later because it's not available until really late 2020. So maybe this time next year we'll find out more.
I don't know. Maybe we'll try it. I feel like for us, it's like not.
I don't think it'd be beneficial for us.
We don't need someone to plan our trip for us.
Yeah.
We go often enough and we know what we want to do and we know the best times for us to do it, so like it doesn't work for us.
Yeah. See, do you think Disney Genie will phase out My Disney Experience?
I hope not.
No, I don't think it will. Like she said, I think it's just another option that's probably you might have to pay for. Another way for them to get money from you.
Yeah, I think they're trying to tap into the, what are they called? Travel agent. There you go. Travel agent market. What do we got next?
Princess and the Frog. This is a portion where we lost connectivity on streams for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So there is a brand new, and I hate saying that, brand new resort coming to Walt Disney World. Like you don't have enough already.
But I'm excited for it.
Oh, I'm excited for it, but good grief, how many resorts do we really need? But what was interesting, part of that new resort is going to be a Princess and the Frog themed sit-down table service restaurant. And a lot of people are very excited about that.
That's kind of
exciting.
Cool.
I like that.
I am wondering if it'll be similar to Snow White's Storybook Dining.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I'm sure we'll try it once. But a lot of the like Cajun Creole style food in the movie is the culture of the area that we live in. Yeah. So the food might not be like the biggest draw for us because we can have like
real authentic
Cajun and Creole food here.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it, and I'm excited for the resort Reflections, a lakeside lodge.
Yeah. That looks right there on Bay Lake, so you're guaranteed some fantastic views. Yeah. Right out the back of your resort. It's not a bungalow, but
cabin.
Yeah, more or less a cabin. So that's going to be fantastic. You'll get to see boats going by all the time, headed to Fort Wilderness or headed to the Magic Kingdom or somewhere else. And hopefully the mosquitoes won't be too bad right there on Bay Lake. So.
It looks screened in.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It looks nice. It's going to be fantastic.
And then we got to Star Wars.
Back to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and
the resort.
This resort that's tied to it.
So it's called Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. And the ship that you board is called the Halcyon. Halcyon? Not Halicon, not Hycron, or some of these other names people have come up with. It's the Halcyon. Halcyon.
Yeah. It's a 2-night experience. And I think you described this resort the best.
It's like a cruise ship.
A cruise ship, yeah. And they kind of described it as that as well, taking a galactic cruise in a way.
Yeah, 2 days, 2 nights. You'll board as a group. So the same group of people will get on at the same time, and you'll all be on there for 2 days and 2 nights, and then you'll all leave check out of the resort at the same time.
Now, the interesting part about it is when they talked about you boarding the ship, because you can't board the ship in Florida. The ship is not there in Florida. You get on what's probably like a bus, and it flies you to the ship.
A launch pod.
Yeah. I think it's a modified Disney bus that's going to have interactive, screens on it showing you, going to the ship, docking with the ship. And it was interesting because they say the doors open like they do on all Star Wars movies. And yeah, or whatever it is. I can't do it as good as she did.
She did it really good.
She did. But then, you're spending a couple of days just immersed on this, galactic cruiser, and you're doing dining, character meet and greets, lightsaber training,
planet excursions. I think was a big thing.
Yeah.
Where the launch pod will take you to Batuu for the day.
Right.
So that's cool.
Now, I wonder if admission to going to Black Spire Outpost is separate, or is it included with your 2-night experience? Because we're looking at over $1,000 a night probably for this experience.
I don't think you leave. Like, I don't think you would leave this resort in the middle of the day and go to the park. Like, you're not going to leave the hotel or the ship and go to Magic Kingdom.
Oh, no.
You're there for 2 days. So I would assume that your park admission is included in that price.
I would hope so. Because the dining is probably going to be something extra special. Getting to meet with all these characters, old and new from what they're saying. Some that we know, some that we don't know. The interactive games that you get to play while you're there. And there's just a whole bunch of different, they said, secret spaces to explore on the Halcyon while you're doing this 2-day experience.
Rebel spies will have meetings and cool.
So I'm almost guaranteeing that you're going to get the amount of money that you're paying, the experience, it's going to even out. You're getting what you pay for, pretty much.
Do we know how many people per visit? I would think a couple thousand. That's about the size of a cruise ship.
You saw the building. How big did the building look so far?
It's big.
Yeah.
It's a hotel.
It's a hotel.
It's the size of a hotel.
Like, are we talking contemporary size? Like as long?
Like a building at a moderate.
Okay.
I would think. I drove by and saw it in the bushes, and I was like, oh my god.
There at the D23 Expo, they had a model of the ship, and right next to the Halcyon was the Millennium Falcon to show the size difference. Little bitty Millennium Falcon, and then this huge Star Cruiser next to it. And it kind of makes me wonder on a scale of how Disney is going to build this, how immersive, size-wise is it going to be? Are we only talking 100 rooms? Are we talking 50 rooms? Or, how big are we talking here?
I don't know. I would think cruise ship sized, which is a couple thousand people. And each room, it looks like there'll be different rooms. We saw a room with 1 bed. We saw concept art of a room with a queen size bed and 2 bunk beds. So there'll be different types of rooms.
Not every single room is family style, which initially the first concept art that they showed us was a family style room, definitely. But they have rooms for just couples. Yeah. So, and I'm sure you'll be able to buy some clothes while you're there, do some shopping to make you look more the part of being on the cruiser and doing your vacation. And then at one time you land on Batu and you go enjoy Black Spire Outpost.
I think the Play Parks app will play a big part in it.
How,
if you crash the Falcon or, if you don't complete your mission, I think that might tie into your story. Because she was saying, be careful who you make alliances with.
Oh, yeah.
Because it'll follow you in your story. To
have a story within your vacation.
Character.
You're an actual character. Yeah. I mean, that's, but once you do it once, do you want to do it again?
I would think every time would be different.
Hard to say. A couple $1,000 just for a couple nights. I may only do it once.
Is it going to be one of those or those books where it's like choose your own ending?
Yeah.
Where you're like, I had a Pinocchio one. It was like, do you get in the whale's mouth or do you go home? And it was like, you can choose.
Can you stay self-contained for 2 days before going to Batu within the ship and not go outside?
Oh,
We're
I would
talking
think
cabin
so.
fever here or what?
I would think so. I feel like there's going to be so much to do. Like they said, areas to explore.
Yeah, but I mean, occasionally I would like to step outside and just get some fresh air.
I wonder if you
can. I remove myself?
I wonder if there's going to be like an atrium. Well, they said the lobby is an atrium.
Yeah.
But if you could like go into like a greenhouse type area.
Hear a bird chirp, or feel the sun on your face.
Would it be a bird? Or would it be like a droid? Like
I don't know. Hard to say. I don't know. That's just it.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. And it's still, they didn't give us an opening date for the Galactic Star Cruiser, the Halcyon. No opening date on that.
Bookings will begin
soon.
That's all they said.
We heard that word a lot during the Disney Parks panel.
And it was like one after the other. It was like, we're doing this, and then we're also doing this, and then we're also doing this. I think they actually went over by 30 minutes.
They probably did.
It was cool. And then we went tropical. We moved on to Disney Cruise Line news.
Mm-hmm.
They announced their new, it's not a private island. It's like a private portion of the island of Eleuthera.
Lighthouse Point?
Yes.
Yep.
And I can't tell what it is. If it's just like a day port or they kept, Joe Rohde was there. He's the one like in charge of this project. And he kept comparing it to Alani. So made me feel like it might be like a resort. So it might not be like Castaway Cay where you're laying out on the beach and just kind of hanging out and relaxing. Yeah. I feel like it might be like when you get off a cruise ship and you go to Atlantis.
Also like an actual... Well, see, Atlantis is a resort, though.
Right, but you wouldn't stay. It would be like a day resort.
Oh, okay, so something you just experience, like an excursion.
He said it's going to be a seaside adventure camp.
I missed a portion of this. I didn't get to see it.
So seaside adventure camp is how he was describing it. But yeah, he kept like likening it to Alani. And there were like buildings. It's going to be inspired by like the like culture and the people there. He said a dreamlike landscape of adventure by the sea.
Is going to be the 5th ship in the Disney Cruise Line with Rapunzel from Tangled.
Yes.
It's going to be the character on the stern of the ship this time around. And they kind of tied in the announcement of the Disney Wish with the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
The ship will be sailing in 2022.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bob Chapek is on the board for Make-A-Wish. And so he brought out the chairman of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They talked about how many wishes Disney grants and all the ways they contribute and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
What else? We were like waiting for what the other poster was to be unveiled. There were the 2 revealing Sunday posters in the Parks Pavilion at the Expo. It was Mary Poppins, and the other one was Celebration, which is that like 3-story building we were talking about with like the production studio and the open air space and then the green space on top.
Right.
That was the other. We got no new country. Thought it would be another country in the World Showcase.
A lot of people thought it was going to be Brazil.
Yeah.
And I kind of threw my hands up in the air going, I don't understand why Brazil would be the choice. But that ended up just not happening at all. No updates. Nothing's changing on Test Track, apparently. Nothing is changing on Mission Space. And we received no update whatsoever on Imagination with Dreamfinder.
They didn't say anything.
I'm sorry. Nothing for Imagination whatsoever, which is very discouraging.
It makes me wonder if it's changing. The Imagination Pavilion is in the concept art, but that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
as far
it's
as
just
it got.
there. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. No change, and I enjoyed hearing this. And for some of you, you know the reason why. No change whatsoever for the Seas with Nemo and Friends. That structure is still there. It's not going anywhere.
Nope. And neither is the Land Pavilion.
Neither is the Land Pavilion. That is still there as well. So that rumor, again, no good. You were wrong. You know who you are. So I was happy to see that. Very happy. What else?
I'm just going through Twitter to see if there was anything that we really missed. People are like, how many parades does Disneyland needs? Disney World has 4 parks and 1 parade, and Disneyland has 2 parks and 3 parades. Unequal distribution of parades.
Do you think Disney? Okay, we read that one. Do we know how many people per visit?
That's what I was saying. 1,000.
Okay, so yeah, maybe.
I
Fake news. Yeah.
think the green space on top of this World Celebration Pavilion is going to be the new dessert party space, private event space, which a lot of times is used for wedding receptions. Really cool.
Fast pass viewing.
Well, I think maybe the old dessert party space will be fast pass viewing, and the dessert parties will be on top of this.
Interesting.
I think the only way you're going to be able to get up there is if it's a paid ticketed event. It may close.
Otherwise, it's just going to be slam full of people.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be behind a paywall.
Yeah, could be. So what do you guys think? What were you excited to hear about? What were you disappointed to hear about? What were you looking forward to that never happened? I mean, for me, no nighttime parade. And I've already had people on Twitter, sending their shenanigans, of me counting the days.
Condolences.
Yeah.
People are like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Not on Twitter, but in the Sorcerer Radio Disney Fun Zone.
Yeah.
Like, is Jeff all right?
I'll address all of that this Friday on the show, because I'll have a lot to talk about then. That's when I really let out and tell everybody how I feel.
I'm just going through the Twitterverse, seeing if there was anything.
Anything new?
Yeah. Not much.
I wouldn't call it a complete letdown. There were a few things that surprised me. But a lot of the other stuff we already knew about as well. So the cosmetic part of Epcot, the entrance of Epcot, the return of that, iconic structure right before Spaceship Earth.
That'd be cool.
Having Interventions East completely gone and replaced with, new experiences, but Interventions West is still there, but we don't know what's going to happen with it. But we know maybe a restaurant's going over there. We already knew about Guardians of the Galaxy. We knew that was coming.
Yeah, there's going to be a restaurant. Something has to replace Electric Umbrella.
Exactly. Yeah. I think we forgot about that one.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I don't know. I'm not underwhelmed, but I'm not overwhelmed at the same time. So
I feel like last D23, it was like, oh my gosh, look at all this stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
This one I feel like was like the update one, and we expected this D23 to be like, but there wasn't like anything. I don't know.
That would be Wayne.
The DJ Sourcey himself. There was a lot of Disney Plus announcements that were awesome. Let's see. What do you think about the details of Disney Plus and the launch titles? I'm excited. We're excited for Disney Plus.
That's from Wayne. That was posted on Friday. Yeah. Yeah. They got that one wrong too.
I'm excited for Disney Plus. I'm excited for a lot of the documentaries. I'm excited for there's an Imagineering documentary. I am excited for One Day at Disney. I just don't think it needed all the hoopla around it. But
I'll be more excited for Disney Plus when I can watch it.
Yeah.
I love the trailers. The Mandalorian looks fantastic. Seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi again in a series is going to be great.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. I wasn't happy to hear that Clone Wars isn't coming back until like February, which I'd have thought that it had it ready for November 12th. But there's just so many other Disney movies that I have not watched in so long because they're just not available unless you buy them. And now you're going to have the opportunity to watch them anytime that you like. And I'm sure they will release different Disney movies from the Disney Vault different times of the year. It's going to rotate different things that you can see. All the Marvel movies are probably always going to be there. All the Star Wars movies will always be there. Mm-hmm. But reliving some of these others is going to be great. The Mandalorian is probably I'm going to be excited about that the most. I want to binge watch it, but I can't.
I don't think they're going to do it that way.
She said it's probably going to be a weekly episodic release of The Mandalorian. So
the Obi-Wan Kenobi series will film next year and will take place in the franchise after Solo.
After Solo. Interesting.
There's High School Musical, the musical, the series.
What is that? What is that?
I think it's going to be good. I've heard it's like a cross between Glee and The Office.
I don't know where they're getting The Office from. I don't get that vibe.
Because it's like kind of breaking the fourth wall, or like somebody else says something and they'll be like deadpan, look at the camera. So
maybe.
Hopefully.
Well, they did bring in a film crew to the high school where High School Musical was filmed, and why don't we have this and that? So okay, yeah, maybe I do get it a little bit.
Oh, there's also going to be a Cassian Andor series.
I wasn't a big fan of High School Musical when it came out anyway, so I don't know.
Next season of the Clone Wars will premiere February 2020, and we're getting something Muppets. We don't know what it is. Something. They didn't really say much.
Something.
There's also a new voice of Kermit. I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, they fired the other guy, so you had to do something. That's what they did.
There was a new film called Noelle that's going to have Anna Kendrick and Bill Hader.
Yeah, that looks great.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, you'd hope to be able to watch Mandalorian on demand. And you will. It just won't all be released at once.
Oh, yeah, Disney Plus just for The Mandalorian. I think a lot of people will. I think that's the whole reason a lot of people, because the character itself is so popular, yet has such a short time in the show. And so I think that's a big part of it.
He is literally a cult following.
Yeah. So that's going to be great.
There's the Jeff Goldblum series that was compared to Parts Unknown or No Reservations with Anthony Bourdain, which we liked. I'm trying to go through. WandaVision looks good. They said a cross between Marvel and Dick Van Dyke Show.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that's exciting. And then What If?
Oh, yeah, What If?
So they'll go through each movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and change one thing. So for the example they gave was if Peggy Carter was Captain America.
Yeah.
So it'll be like, what if that was going to happen? What would it be like? Ms. Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk.
I just hope they don't get ridiculous with the what if part.
Yeah.
Don't get crazy with it, That's all I hope.
Yeah, WandaVision will be half classic sitcom and half epic Marvel movie. So I don't know.
Interesting.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Right.
There's going to be a live action Loki movie.
Right.
Yes. So, Miley, we did hit
Miley Joe, stop.
Our 100 subscriber.
Hush.
Our big guard dog. The big guard dog. Silent. Little guard dog. Yeah, we did hit 100 subscribers, so we do have a giveaway coming. I'd say keep an eye out for a video. We went and picked up some stuff.
And that's going to include even the extra subscribers past 100. So if you're subscribing right now, you're included in the giveaway up until the time that we actually do the video. Or we might do it live. I have no idea. We haven't decided yet. We'll have 2 different prizes that we're going to be giving away. And then once we reach 500 subscribers,
we'll do a bigger one.
We'll do a bigger prize.
So that's going to be our next bench.
We gotta build what we have so far and grow. So just 2 small prizes for right now, but we'll get to that maybe next week. We'll see. You still have a new video coming out.
I do about food and wine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know. I don't know if we'll make a video about our giveaway and then draw it live, or how we'll do that.
We haven't decided yet. We don't know. But up until then, continue to share the channel, continue to hit the like button, continue to comment. How did we meet? We met through Disney, pretty much. Yeah.
Through
Sorcerer Radio.
Sorcerer Radio.
Yeah, that's how we met.
But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Click the little notification bell so it'll tell you when we're live next week for the giveaway. And when we have new videos for food and wine and whatever else goes up this week.
Yep. She's getting closer and closer to her bachelorette party.
I am.
Walt Disney World.
Well, not mine.
2 or 3 days?
But when I'm going to.
Is it 2 or 3 days?
I will leave Thursday and I'll come back Monday. So we'll be in the park Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And you plan on vlogging that, right?
Yes.
She is probably going to get a new phone between now and then.
I really need one.
She needs one so she can do her vlogging and stuff. So, but yeah, check that out when it comes up. She'll have those videos after she gets back. And we plan on doing just some more information type videos, just sitting right here, like our food and wine video coming up. Just her talking about some of the favorites that she's wants to experience during food and wine. And we're going to be doing those from right here. We may do some more vlogs. We may go back to the Disney outlet again and check out what deals they have. It just depends. Yeah. So more content coming.
But thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking about D23. I don't know. There'll be a lot more to come about D23. Hopefully we'll get some more news shortly. I'd say before the end of the year, I think they're going to announce a lot more.
I hope so. Hopefully this wasn't the last bit of really good news. And not that it was bad, like I said before. I'm 50-50 on the stuff that was released this time. We'll wait and see. Contact information is below in the description, where you can find us on social media and email and Instagram, Facebook, all that other stuff. So make sure to check that out. And like I said before, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that other stuff. And share.
And then listen on Friday.
What are our thoughts on the Avengers Campus announcement?
So when we end the video, you can go back to the beginning when we talk about it. We talk about what we want to see when we go, what we think about it, what we're excited for, all kinds of good stuff.
Short answer, very exciting.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting. Cannot wait to see it. But yeah, just check it out. First, 20 minutes of the video. We talk about it. So.
Yay. Awesome. Thanks, Caleb, for hanging out with us.
Thank you, Caleb. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Glad that you tuned in.
All right.
And we'll see you next week.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.